Hey everybody, Bitter Buffalo here out at the campground. Gonna do a little YouTube video today because UPS dropped off my Henry Shire's Tarptent Notch, brand spanking new. And here it is. Dun, da, da, da. Pretty sweet. About 4 inches wide. It's probably about 16 inches long, maybe. Super duper light. 1 pound, 10 ounces. Can't beat that. It's got about 15 square feet. I believe it's like 15.2, he says on the website. Nah, I'm not thinking that includes the vestibules. I think that's just interior living space square footage. Although I could be wrong. I'm not positive. I have put this up actually right when I got it. You know, like a little kid, I just had to get it out of the box and put it together and check it out. But and I'm super duper pleased. But you know, I thought shoot a video. There was not a lot of notch videos on YouTube yet. Sure there will be. This looks to be a really great tent, great design, great weight, great size, you know, all the above. Looks like a hit, Henry Shire's, good job. But it came with the tent here and a sill nylon stuff sack. This is my first Henry Shire's tent. I've never owned a Henry Shire's. I'm getting into, you know, lighter weight backpacking. I'm by no means like an ultralight backpacker, but you know, I do like to go as light as I can. And oh, the steaks, came with some steaks. Nice little sill nylon steak bag. Pretty cool. Put the steaks in, and Henry Shire's provides what looks like, yeah, Easton aluminum steaks. They're the kind of fat kind with the, I call them the thumbtack top. I don't know. I got a little hole in there so you can run a guy line through it or whatever you want to do with that. But 4 of those. Only 4 because really that's all you need to set the shelter up with. Almost, and I'll get to that in a minute. Almost 4 steaks. Actually 6 ideally, but 4 will get you by most situations. So yeah, the tent, the sack. I also bought from Henry Shire's a pre-cut Tyvek ground cloth. Pretty basic Tyvek. It's sort of cut in a rough outline of the tent. I'm probably going to trim it out just a little bit. It's a little bit large. I haven't really decided. I might keep it like this. I don't know. We'll see. But Tyvek ground sheet to go with it. Not sure on the weight on this. Not included in the tent weight. I'm pretty sure though. So this is something you want to add on. What else? I also bought some of their reflective guy line. I bought 2 more 6-foot sections to use when I set the tent up as a canopy only, just the mesh interior without the fly, which is a really cool feature I thought for like summer buggy nights if the weather's good, you know, and you're just getting torn up by mosquitoes or no-see-ums or whatever, you know, you can at least have somewhere to go and catch plenty of breeze and get out of the way of them nasty bugs. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna set it up, spare everybody the trouble of watching me do it. Literally it took me like 5 minutes the first time ever setting it up. I did watch the video on the Tarptent website, which was very helpful, but really it's a no-brainer. I mean, you know, 4 steaks and a super light tiny little tent's not that hard. But I'll get right back and we'll get things set up and I'll give you a small tour, and then I'm probably going to seam seal it since weather's good and I got nothing to do and I'm out here at the campground. So yeah, I'm going to seam seal it. So okay, I'll be back in a flash. Alright, so bear with me, got the camera in my hand, so it may be a little shaky. Alright, I just set it up, timed myself, and it took 3 minutes 12 seconds. I'm sure it'll get quicker after that. But totally awesome shelter, really well designed, really well thought out. Let's see here, well, you got the outside, of course, sill nylon canopy. I really like the way that Henry does these. You see, he does 3 into 1 guy line. Makes a lot of sense. You know, you got all 3 points coming down to 1, 2 of them off the bottom, and then 1 off the top on both sides. Kind of create this ridge line sort of thing. Although it's not a direct center ridge line, but it gets the drift, and it really adds a lot of tautness to the tent. And another cool feature is a little ventilation flap that he puts in. It's got a little tie out there. Of course, I can't tie this really with one hand, but you get the idea. But let's see, creep down in there. But yeah, there's the inside of your tent, and you got one of those at both sides, you know, the head and the foot. So you know, you get good ventilation down low where you're breathing, and then of course the entire inside of the tent is all no-seam mesh with a very generous bathtub floor. It says 5 inches in the on the website, and I believe every bit of that. I mean, that's a full-blown bathtub floor. Sil nylon also. Seam runs horizontally, not vertically. Trekking pole support. You need 2 poles to set it up. I believe he sells like some Easton poles that you can use in lieu of trekking poles, but I already have trekking poles, and I wasn't real sure about the strength of the structure with a smaller diameter aluminum pole. I like the fact that you can put your put your trekking poles up and really cinch down on your pullouts, to tighten this thing up. So yeah, I already had the poles, so yeah, it makes the structure work. Nice little vents up top here. I think that's pretty typical with most Henry Shire designs, both sides. Double door, that's door number 1 right there. Oh, you can see what I mean about the Tyvek ground sheet. Pokes out under the fly in a couple places. I think I am going to trim it down. It's just a little too big, but that's cool, no big deal. Another door over here with the vestibule, or with the opening on the other side. So you really have a couple different options of entry and exit. And let's see here. What else? Oh, the entire canopy inside there is hung up with mitten clips. There's 3 at each end, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the upper point right there. 3 mitten clips there, 3 at the opposite end, and then there's 2 inside the ceiling. It's not going to focus on me, but there it is, real blurry. 2 of those along the ridge of that. So you can essentially, when you set this thing up, unclip the entire inside, which is fantastic. I mean, that's something I was really looking for. It kind of combines, a traditional tent with a tarp, but you got the best of both worlds, because if it's winter season, there's not a lot of bugs out or whatever, you can just leave the mesh inner at home, and then throw your ground cloth down, get under your tarp, and man, for one person, that's plenty of room. I mean, me and my dog could easily get in there with gear, no problem. And you can set up the mesh interior independently. So if it's really buggy, you can get out of the bugs, and you don't have to worry about the the weight of the fly or even messing with the fly at all. So it's really cool. And of course, you can check out their website. They've got a much better description, video, shots, and all that stuff. But I was just really amped to get this. I've been wanting a sub 2-pound solo tent for a long time. And I've got the Hennessy hammock, and that's great for swinging, and it's great for the warmer months. But when you start talking 4 season in a hammock, it's kind of crappy. And then you got to buy the under quilts, the over quilts, the bigger fly, the this and that. Then you're back up to the weight of a tent, So I don't know. I'm kind of a ground dweller. I like being on the ground, and this Tarptent Notch just has tons of cool features. I really thought. I mean, 1 pound, 10 ounces, stakes included. All you need are the trekking poles, or buy the Easton aluminum poles. But yeah, let's see here. I will. What will I do? I'll take the mesh interior out. We'll check that out. I'll take that out and show everybody just kind of what it's like without the mesh interior. So give me a second. Check you in a minute. Alright, so I just took the mesh interior out. Total of 8 clips, 8 mitten clips. Here it is, laying on the tent. That's the Sil nylon bathtub floor. And then, of course, your mesh canopy, zippers and mesh. Pretty much it. Weighs like nothing at all. Super duper light. But yeah, so here it is without the inner canopy. And you can do that inner canopy thing from the inside if you want. You have to do a little stretching and reaching little contorting, but it is possible. So if it was pouring rain, you could totally like unhook your the inner canopy and pack it up, and then pack your bag up and everything, and then when you're ready to leave, just pull 4 stakes, roll your or wad this canopy up, stick it in your pack on the outside or something, and you're good to go, man. But yeah, it's pretty taut too. I mean, yeah, but it's pretty taut though. I mean, it's solid. When you get this thing all guyed out the way you want it, it's pretty dang sturdy for just 2 poles and 4 stakes. But yeah, here, let's sit inside, give you an idea. There's one of the vent doors. You could close that off or open it, of course. Then you got one on this side. It's probably not going to focus up there anyway, but that's a really nice reinforced kind of a circular thing with a grommet inside that your pull tip goes up in, so it's not going to like punch through the sill nylon. And then of course there's a little mitten clip hook right here that the upper canopy attaches to. And it's nice and light. I really like the gray color. It lets enough like ambient light in that you don't feel too dark and cave-like. But and it's big for me. I mean, I'm about 5'9", 5'10", and lots of room. I can put my arms straight out on both sides, and still covered by the vestibule. Where's my hand at? There it is. Really, really cool. Really like it. Really great design. And of course you can close all the doors up and be totally secure. But oh yeah, let me get a shot of the vestibule size while I'm in here. I like these Velcro. One little rip and boom, those things come down. But yeah, okay, so that's vestibule closed. I believe they say it's like 21 inches from the edge of your bathtub floor to the corner of the vestibule, 21 inches, and that looks about right. It looks a little bigger maybe, but again, so you got 2 of these. You got one of these vestibules on this side you can put your gear in, and then you got another one for entry and exit. So really it keeps the clutter down, which I'm a big fan of. I like to be able to have all my gear on one side. There's even room to put like your boots or trail runners or whatever, inside inside that little vented area that doesn't even interfere with the inner canopy, or the outer fly, which is pretty cool. Or a cook set maybe, if you just wanted to keep it right there by your tent, ready for the next morning, be a good idea. And yeah, totally awesome tent, and good job, Henry Shires. And I'm loving it because I just went from about a 7-pound 2-person tent down to the Hennessy hammock. Oh, I guess I got an MSR Zoid too. It's a 1-man. It's pretty light. I mean, it's 3 pounds 4 ounces, double wall. But nothing's gonna come close to this. 1 pound 10 ounces. It's essentially a double wall tent with tons of options. You can go full on double wall tent. You can go canopy only, or you can go mesh interior only. So I will probably try to set up that mesh interior only and get a shot, and then I'll start seam sealing. But there it is, man, the Notch. Totally love it. It's a great little tent. Can't wait to get it out on the trail, and I'll be able to do another video on how it works out when I've got like my pack in there and cooking in it and that kind of thing. But boy, so far I am pleased. I really like it. So cool. Yeah, let me turn this off. I'll set up the interior only, and then we'll get a shot of that. Cool. Okay, so here it is, the Tarptent Notch set up without the canopy. This is only the mesh interior sitting on the ground cloth. Same basic principle. You use your trekking poles as the side supports. You stake the 4 corners, 2 at each end. There's 2 there down, and there's 2 more at the other end down here. Stake those out. So there's your 4 stakes, your 2 poles. I've got this really roughly guyed out. This isn't a real pretty setup, But yeah, you know, you've got the same amount of square footage on the inside. If you can see there's little Velcro tabs that you attach to the grips of your poles that actually pull from side to side and give you that, you know, your width, which I believe, I'm trying to think of what that was right offhand. I think the width was 32 inches, something like that. The max width, the full length is 84 inches. Again, it's about 15 square feet of coverage, and I do not think that includes the vestibules, which are, you know, at least 6 or 7 a piece. You got 2 of those. I'm estimating, you know, guesstimating, but plenty of room for your backpack, and I'm assuming plenty of room to cook under. But I think I said earlier that, you know, 4 steaks is necessary, 6 is ideal, and this is why. Because to set up this corner, to get that to kind of pull up like this, you need another steak, a stick, to set it up. But actually Henry thought of that, so let me cruise over here and I'll show you what they did. This is the fly, right? This is the end of it, where the little vent door is at either end. And inside these, I think they're like gross grain or something, sheaths are these little struts. Maybe even carbon fiber, I don't know, they're real light. But what you can do is take 2 of those out. Alright? Ta-da! A stick. A straight stick. Straighter than any stick you're probably going to find in the woods if you're looking to do this. But yeah, use one of these, and I'll set this up. I got to put the camera down to do it. But you use 2 of these out of the canopy, and they give you the maximum interior space, airflow, and they also help kind of elevate that bathtub floor, which you can see is sort of just kind of falling down. It's good on the sides. It's standing up pretty well on the sides, but yeah, let me put 2 of these in, and then we'll get that on tape. Alright, be back in a sec. Alright, so I just set it up, fly only, to show you, yeah, the struts. Take the struts out of the fly, and you put them on these, underneath this little reinforced patch there, down to the ground, and then run it to another stake. In this case, I didn't have another stake, so I just shoved a stick in the ground, and I hope it holds. But yeah, that pretty much, you can see how that raises your bathtub floor on the bottom. Gives you this kind of cool looking flying buttress type design. Goes up, pulls across the ridge line, guide out. So yeah, ideally, I mean, to set it up this way, I would want 2 more stakes, bringing the total up to 6. Granted, this will probably be the configuration that will get used the least. I've got some sag on this side for some reason. It could be because I've got it kind of pitched on a slope. But still pretty awesome if you want to get out of the bugs, you know, and enjoy the stars at night. You're totally bathtub floored, you know, you're 100% bug free on the inside. And again, you know, and he even says on the Tarptent website that if you don't want to use these struts, just find 2 sticks. You know, all they do is support this, prop this up. Probably a good idea to really make sure it's on that rubber and not poking into the no-seam mesh there. But yeah, there you have it. Tarptent Notch, 1 pound 10 ounces from Henry Shire's Tarp Tent. Can't wait to get this baby on the trail and try it out. I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. I want to sleep in it tonight. Maybe I will. I guess I could. I'll get my air mattress out here. I got it over here, and I'll inflate that and put it in, just so you guys kind of have an idea of you know, the size of the air mattress in there. But it's a pretty cool little structure. Pretty cool little structure. Really enjoy it. All right, yeah, let me put that pad in there, and that way you guys can get an idea kind of your you know, your interior space. All right, be back in a sec. All right, so I filled up my Airpad. This is a Neo Air all season. The Trekker all season, I guess. and this is a 66-inch length. This is the medium. So it's 20 wide by 66 long, which fits me perfect. You know, some of you taller people, of course, are going to want the full-length pad, but this is the medium, the 66. And right there, I've got the head, or the top of it, almost up to the top of the tent, which is probably a little too high. I'd probably scoot down just to get a little more headroom. Although, you know, there probably is enough. You get a bag in there and your head, you know, you might be close. But again, this is all for reference. I haven't had a chance to really test all this out in the field yet. But yeah, you got space on either end of there, you know, to put your you know, whatever you want to bring inside the tent with you, I guess. And then down here at the foot end, you know, you've got at least, you know, a good 14, 15 inches there. You know, so you could definitely fit the full size Airpad, whether it be you know, a Neo Air or a Pro Light, or you know, any of the various floor pads, or what am I trying to say here? You know, your camping pad, sleeping pad, mat, whatever. But yeah, so there it is, Neo Air on the inside. That's 2.5 inches aloft on that Neo Air, so I'm thinking when I sit on it, my head will probably be only a couple inches from the top, which isn't a huge major concern. I mean, again, you know, this isn't like a 4-person tent, you know, it's a 1-man ultralight tent, so you got to deal with a little bit of trade-off. But yeah, there it is with the Neo Air in it. Man, I want to sleep out here tonight. I think I just will. And try this puppy out, put the fly on it and all that good stuff. So cool, hope you enjoyed, hope it was helpful. If you got any other questions, let me know. I'll probably be shooting a video when I get this thing out on the trail, sealed up and everything. I'm going to experiment with using my my rain fly from the Hennessy hammock. The little one, not the hex fly, but like the standard asymmetrical fly. I'm thinking of playing with a way that I could rig up like a cooking station, or maybe even just another bigger vestibule off one side. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's it, man. That's my little vid here of the Tarptent Notch, Henry Shires. It's awesome. I think I'm really gonna like it. If you get one, hope you really like it. So alright, Bitter Buffalo signing off. Take it easy.